let's dive right into a really powerful idea, one that might totally change how you think about parenting and even success itself. And it all starts with one question. Are you trapped?
Okay, let's get real for a second. Be honest with yourself. When you see another kid's amazing report card or a post about them winning some big award, what's that little feeling in your gut? Is it just happiness for them? Or is there maybe a little bit of pressure? A little, what about my kid? That feeling? Yeah, that's what we're talking about today. It's super common, and it's the doorway into this whole idea.
And what about this one? As parents, it is so easy to tie up our own feelings of success with how our kids are doing. Do you ever catch yourself waiting for that comment from someone else that, wow, you're doing an amazing job, to really feel like you're on the right track? Look, if you found yourself nodding along to any of that, even just a little, the source material we're exploring suggests you might be caught in something it calls the trap. And hey, this isn't a judgment at all. It's just an observation about this sneaky, powerful force that so many of us fall into without even noticing. Okay, now take a look at this image, because it captures the whole idea perfectly. You see the child inside that fancy-looking cage? It's filled with A-pluses and books. It looks pretty impressive from the outside. But look at what the bars are made of: comparison and external validation. Being in that cage long-term can lead to a lot of anxiety and a deep fear of failure. Now look outside the cage. See that other child? Walking freely on a path heading toward the horizon. This right here, this is the choice. These are the two paths we're about to break down.
So what is this trap, really? Well, the way it's defined here is pretty simple. It's being caught by the easy things, the stuff you can measure quickly: grades, awards, what other people say about you. It's easy because it gives you a quick score. But it's a trap because it creates this endless cycle where a kid's value, and maybe even our own, gets tied to things we can count. And that can leave kids feeling like they're only as good as their very last accomplishment.
All right, so this is where we hit a real fork in the road. And this isn't just about some minor parenting decision. The choice between staying in that trap or stepping out of it, well, that's a choice that can shape a child's entire life and what they believe a successful life even is. And wow, this slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? On one side, you have the path inside the trap. It often leads to achieving material things, where your worth is measured by your job title, your salary, your status. But on the other side, that path leads to a meaningful life. Now, this isn't about saying success is bad, not at all. It's about redefining success. It's a life that's driven by a sense of purpose, real connection with others, and the ability to bounce back from challenges. The difference is huge. So, a meaningful life. That sounds great, right? But how in the world do we actually help our kids choose that path? What does it even look like day to day? Well, luckily, this research has a pretty powerful answer, and it's probably not what you're thinking. The answer isn't about more homework or getting into a fancier school. The key, according to this, is something called real education. And this is a kind of learning that's about building the entire person, not just building up their resume. So real education, what is it? It's basically a foundation built on these 5 pillars. First, nurturing self-awareness. That's about helping kids understand their own feelings and what they're good at. Then there's building ambition and capability, which means encouraging what they're actually passionate about, not just what looks good on paper. Next is developing essential mindsets, like curiosity and grit. Then you have fostering purpose and connection, helping them see that what they do matters to other people. And finally, and this is so important, addressing resilience and mental health, which is all about giving them the tools to handle life when it gets tough. You see, it's an education for life, not just for a test. After laying all of this out, the whole idea really just boils down to this. It's not some product you can buy. It's a mindset, a perspective that you, as a parent, choose to adopt. The power to make this choice is right there in your hands. And that's what I really want to leave you with. Because it's not just about your choice, is it? It's about how you empower your child to make their own. How do we give them the tools to see this fork in the road for themselves, and to have the confidence to choose that path, the one that leads to a truly meaningful life? That's the real challenge, but it's also the most incredible opportunity we have as parents.